French toast. Homemade French toast. Actually, the youngest daughter has a test today. She asked for French toast for a special breakfast. So I got up a little early, made her favorite breakfast. Well, North Liberty being one of the top growth areas in the state, one of the large concerns is education and where our children will go to school and the quality of the schools that they go to. And also with North Liberty is Highway 965. Between Interstate 380 and Highway 965, we want to pay attention to the arterial road and how people are getting to work and other activities, either north or south, whether they're going to Lynn County or Johnson County. My name is Dave Jacoby. I'm the state representative for House District 30, which includes North Liberty, Coralville, and the western third of Iowa City, and Penn Township. Arguably, there's a gentleman from Waukee, Iowa, and him and I always have a competitive discussion on who's growing faster and who's growing better. And I always argue, well, North Liberty's growing faster and we're doing it better also. So it's a little bit of a friendly competition with Ralph Watts from Waukee. The large scale piece is probably the government reorg, where we saved $265 million by reorganizing and streamlining government. One piece that's a little less, not in the media as much as other things, is the cancer clinical trials legislation that we passed, which gives people who are in families who are facing cancer the option for clinical trials to help in their battle with the disease. So those two things are rather large. Education is 62% of the budget, and the budget's around $5.3 billion. So we were very careful in making sure our K-12 community colleges and the regents, which is so important to our area, were adequately funded this year. There's going to be some changes in how we do business, and one of them is open government. One of the things we looked at is legislation on how cities and counties do what they do. In other words, how can citizens follow the activities of local government? The problem I had with it is we crafted legislation that told cities and counties what to do, but we didn't follow it ourselves. So that's my biggest goal next year, and what citizens should all be aware of is it should be easy to track city government, but it should also be easy to track us at the state level too. Also, health insurance. We did hold hearings with Wellmark this year. One of the concerns that people have is, do I have access to insurance? Can I afford insurance? And will insurance stick with me if I had a catastrophic illness? So that's one of the things we really want people to pay attention to. And sometimes people don't pay attention until, number one, their health insurance is at risk, or second, they suffer a catastrophic illness themselves or within their family. And then it can be kind of a wrestling match to see what's covered and what is not. So hopefully we just want to make sure people have access to it, whether it's, the quote-unquote public option or whether it's through private insurance. We just want to make sure all people have access to insurance coverage. The community and the people. I mean, it's funny because when I mentioned to my daughters that I'm going to Fairway to get a gallon of milk, my daughters will look at me and say, well, we're not going to go, Dad, because even though you're just getting a gallon of milk, it'll take 2 hours. Because you'll talk to people about anything from, and my oldest daughter will look at me and say, property taxes. She goes, I don't even know what that is. But you'll talk about property taxes or other issues. So, but I really enjoy that. It's great to have one-on-one contact with people. I think part of North Liberty and living in Iowa is people are open and they talk to you directly. And that is what I truly enjoy about the job. The hardest thing to do is this year with the budget constraints was the fact that we had to say no more often than we really wanted to, but we needed to. And we still made it under the 99% spending limit, which we have to, and we still have $260 million in our reserves. So while I greatly enjoy the job, it can be difficult in time of tight budget. Well, I worked 23 years as a program director with Kirkwood Community College with workforce development, and I greatly enjoyed that job. I think it would be a a blend between helping out the community, the corridor, with economic development, and also continuing what I'm doing now is I actually have an antique estate sale store with my brother in Cedar Rapids that was hit by the flood, as a matter of fact. And so I think economic growth in our corridor area is number one, and making sure that families have access to good jobs. Well, I've learned that hardly anything surprises me about North Liberty anymore. One thing I hear that surprises people is the quality of the people that work for the city and the community center. The community center and the rec center is top notch. I use it often, not as often as I should, to run on the upstairs track. My daughters participate in the volleyball and basketball leagues here. I think it's just that sense of community with North Liberty, and also the amenities that come with that. I think it's just important to know that I live in North Coralville, and North Coralville and North Liberty are coming together, and I think it's important that they know that I want smart growth for North Liberty too. And I think that we're involved, and I'm involved with Ryan and the City Council here and the Mayor, Tom. In fact, Mayor Salm's grandson is in the same class with my daughter Anna, and with my daughter Ellie, and then the granddaughters with my daughter Anna. And so we have a family connection too, and we often catch up on what's going on in North Liberty, and I like to spend time here. You know, I need to get to that rec center more often and do a little more running. And it's a great golf course we have right behind us here. Hopefully I'll improve my scores here at Quail Creek in the near future. I'd like everyone to know that please always call me or email me at the legislative email address, or you're always welcome to call me at home at 358-8538 with any concerns, any issues, or any input that you want. And during the off session, actually Dave J. Jacoby at AOL.com, 2 J's in there, Dave J. Jacoby at AOL.com. I love to get emails from constituents and hear what they're thinking.